He was hitting what are called child development milestones quite late. He walked very late, he crawled late, and he wasn't doing the things that typical children do. It was evident to us that he wasn't progressing in the same way. It was quite negative. The whole experience of the diagnosis was very negative, actually. Pretty much, that's the diagnosis. He's got autism, get used to it.
That's it, that's his life. And we were like, and we just looked at each other and went, no, we're not having that.
We're home.
Hi.
Hiya.
Hi, Stan. You all right? You have a good day? What did you do today? Anything interesting?
More advertising. Morning, I wake up, lie in bed for 10 minutes, sit up, wait for 10 minutes, and get up. Get my socks on, slippers, then dressing gown and open my curtains and go downstairs and have breakfast. I'd sit down, watch telly and my iPad until Mum or Daddy says it's time, ready to go for college. Then I go upstairs. Should I go through my clothes?
Go for it. Just take us through your entire routine.
Well, I get my pyjamas off, then I get pants and vest on, then I go clean my teeth, then I come back and get my trousers, shirt and fleece on, then I go back downstairs, watch some more telly, then when they say it's time to go, I pack my lunch and get my trainers on.
Why have you got those types of laces, Stan?
Because I'm not very good at tying shoelaces.
You're not very good.
No.
But you did practice, didn't you?
When something like this affects your family or those close to you, you find out everything you can about it. With the internet, you can find a lot of information out there and you can talk to people.
Yes.
They don't move from there, do they?
No.
No, they stay there.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's where they go.
It's where they live.
Yes.
What if I moved?
That's how we found out about the diet route and eventually convinced us to try the different dietary changes that have made such a big difference to him. It's taking gluten and casein out of somebody's diet. They are two proteins which are quite closely linked with problems with something called leaky gut syndrome that a lot of people with autism suffer from. And this is where the gut cannot break down the two proteins, casein and gluten, and they cross the blood-brain barrier and they go into the brain and they exacerbate some of the symptoms of autism.
Stanley, dinner's ready.
We looked into it very closely. We looked at how to do it successfully and make sure he wasn't losing out in nutrients. And within 3 weeks of him not having any dairy, he used to have a constantly runny nose. His ears would be bright red. He was always sniffling, and we were constantly saying he's got another cold. And after 3 weeks, that had completely gone.
I mean, when you first told me, I was kind of like, yeah, but it was amazing, the difference.
We've stayed that way ever since, and that was about 8 years ago now. And it has, we have absolutely no doubt, completely changed his life. He's calmer, he can cope with a lot more, and I'm convinced as well that helped him to cope with going to mainstream school and having a very successful education.
Do you think that your autism makes you different?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
Although I think people have stopped treating me differently over time. I think it's gone down from nursery and first school to college.
Okay. How do you mean that people have treated you differently?
Like people annoying me and bullying me in school. That was a problem.
But we still had the ones who didn't get it and the ones who saw him as a target. So we had bullying, we had many meetings with the schools. And his second school, his middle school, was fantastic because we actually got really lucky with and taught Stanley how to be a schoolboy and how to be taught in lessons. And it worked fantastically. The result was Stanley came out of his high school with 7 GCSEs. It was just a massive moment to say all that stuff that's gone on before, all the hard work, in that moment, it was one of the proudest minutes of my life, that was. All right, ready to go?
Yes.
We're going to the library first, all right?
Okay. Wait, why are we driving there? It's just across the street.
Yeah, but then we need to go somewhere else.
We could have come back and get the car.
Yeah, I know, but it's just easier. It's quicker.
What is it you're doing in college?
Digital arts.
Is that the route you want to go down?
Yes.
Why do you want to do animation or digital arts?
Because I've loved it way back in the day and when I was little.
What we've never done is said, Stanley can't do that, or he can only do that. We won't put any limitations on him. At the moment, he's not as independent as a typical 16-year-old, but we don't know how independent he'll be, and we will do everything we can to get him as independent as possible. He knows what he wants to do as a job. He's told us he wants to be an animator, so I will do it, and
Yeah,
Simon
absolutely.
will do it. We'll do whatever we can to help him realise that dream if we possibly can. And when you get a child that is different to maybe what everyone was expecting, it's a new challenge, and it's just how what you have to deal with. But having Stanley's definitely made me a better person. Absolutely. I learn from him every day.